Here's 20 minutes more. Ish. Yeah! Woo! Oh, guys, we are on season 2, episode 4 of 20 Minutes More, and I finally got the fucking intro right. Yeah! It's up every week. But screw you, man. Screw you. Now I've totally screwed up the intro by getting so excited. Thank you so much, Lucy. Thank you so much. Right then, we are here post-show. We've had a great fucking evening. This is going to be going out a week today, guys, from when we're filming. So it'll go out post-show of next week. Right, it's exciting extra content. Guys, how did we enjoy the show? Did we have a good time?
Yeah. 8.5 out of 10.
I mean, I'm not sure if anyone noticed, but at one point during the main show, I did spill my cider down me, and I tried to style it out, but I don't know if anyone noticed at all.
Mate, listen. I'm sure you styled it out. Man.
Yeah, fast forward to 3 o'clock in the morning when he's sucking his hoodie because he's run out of booze.
We're rigging it out desperately. Give out the fluff. Guys, I'll tell you what, right here. I've had one hell of a stressful week. It's been a really stressful week. I've been sorting out the old flat. Because I've moved this week, as you can see. There's no lovely Ganesh wall hanging up yet. It's rolled up in the corner. I was trying to get as much stuff in as I could, so I just put the zebra on the coffee table so everyone could see it. Not sure if anyone's noticed that. People probably think I'm having a mental breakdown on that, but that was an artistic choice to try and get the zebra in shot because I know people worry about him. But guys, how's your week's been? What's everyone been up to? Done anything exciting, Courtney?
Same old. Oh, sorry. Were y'all asking me a question? I was working on my thing.
Yeah, I was seeing if you've done anything exciting this week. I'm going to lose the old.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this week has been right. This week has been fun. My kids are here for spring break, and so we've actually had a pretty good time doing things. I've still been performing, and so it's been a fun mixture of watching comics freak out when they see 2 little ones staring at them through the Zoom. And so their first question immediately is, "Oh my God, is this a clean show?" And I'm like, "No." Because I guess sometimes people can't tell that I have headphones on. And so I'm like, my kids can't hear anything. They can see what's going on, but they have no idea the person on screen is telling dick jokes. And so it's fun for me. I'm just like, you won't get this until you're 18. But
what happens when they start doing an act out, though? What happens if you get an act out of like a sex scene?
Do you know, for a minute, I thought you was talking about the kids then. I was like, come on, what?
Oh, God. We're just running right back into this R. Kelly thing, aren't we?
This is Simon Says, After Hours.
Yeah.
Chung chung.
Courtney, you can try slipping a Jimmy Savile reference as well if you want, now that you're fully aware of.
Oh, yeah. Actually, right, I was going to address this in the show, right? Yeah. Courtney, do you have any idea what we're talking about with Jimmy Savile? Because every time you've been on the show, Jimmy Savile has come up as a joke, right?
No,
I'm not sure you have any idea who this guy is.
I was informed right before we got onto this one, and now I know who the person is. I'm going to do some more research, so that way the next time I come on this show, see how I just kind of ponied up to him? The next time I'm on this show, I will fully understand the reference. So
what I would advise, Courtney, is find someone you don't like and use their phone to Google it.
Oh, hold on. Let me take notes. And how?
They'll be in IT. They'll be starting to type up like JavaScript, and they'll press J, and all of a sudden it's going to come down, drop down. Jimmy Savile.
Yeah. And if you can do it on the work laptop, that'll be even better as well.
Even better.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's one of those things that it's like in the UK, it's just like the punchline you go for, isn't it? Now, the moment paedophilia is, the punchline is Jimmy Savile, it's Operation U-Tree. And now, like, Zoom's made everything like international. And you see that joke go down and just see Americans' face go, What? What are they talking about?
Courtney, I've got a question for you. Right. So in England, we use the term nonce as like a throwaway term, which is a term for a paedophile. But like, I mean, someone might put the milk in the tea first, and you will be like, bro, that's a nonce move. You're acting like a nonce by putting your tea in first. Like, I've heard that multiple times. Is there like an equivalent for a paedophile in America that's used in place of like knobhead?
Knobhead is the example.
No, I mean, let me make sure I'm understanding the question here. And so, obviously, it's in a joking term, and is it specifically for pedophilia?
It's sort of like what would Sesame Street call a paedophile?
Yeah,
the nonce is the term you get from Toys R Us.
Man, okay. I got one. Now, this one is only for describing the physical look of the person. Excuse me, but it's close. We call it chimo. And I don't want to say that all Americans say this, but chimo is one of two things. Either the child molester, my kids are a door over, or it's talking about the mustache that they claim looks kind of sketchy.
Yes.
And it's chimo. And so that might be the cutesy term is what y'all are looking for that.
Right.
That's crazy. I don't even know how you can ask that question in a public forum. Like, hey, what's the cute word for this?
The cutest term the Americans have.
But you know what? I think it goes to the way in the UK we just do we just insult each other in a much more laissez-faire way. We're far more happy to really dig into each other, the problems in each other's lives, and I really take the piss. I worked in a pub for a bit, right, and it was the landlord was closing up the kitchen. He goes, we'll have someone in a bit, right? The oil's still hot for the chips. There's the chips that are going to go on. When paedophile Pete comes in, he's the one who wants the chips. Right, and I was going, how will I know when it's paedophile Pete? I've now got to assess everyone who comes into the pub as to how much they look like a paedophile. Well, and then this guy walked in 20 minutes later, and I went, Pete, are you here for your chips?
But do you know what though? I think it's the same way. I would introduce one of my mates to someone that has never met them, just like, oh, this is Sam. He's a cunt. Yeah, that'll just be how I introduce him, and everyone in the room's just like, yeah, okay, fair enough, and just get on with it.
That is fine for us, but the other one, I'm going to say other one because I really don't know if they're listening or not. So I'm praying my kids aren't listening, but I feel like there are levels to it. We do insult people, but how we insult and what we insult with is somewhat different now that y'all pointed it out, because we talk, I don't know if we're supposed to say taking a piss or whatever. We do that or whatever, but to that level, there's really some hurt feelings when you say something about a person like that. Yeah, he's a child. Don't leave him around your kids. You might fight a dude that says some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I might have to whoop your ass.
Let's say, your kid did something stupid, right? Yeah, right. My dad would have had no problems in just hit me and just going, "You silly twat." Yeah, if I'd have done something like that, right? Yeah. Would you say something like that to your kid?
You know, it's a weird thing. We have that because we watched what is it? The stupid ass. What's the soup? Not Twitter. What's the short? TikToks. We watched the TikToks and all that. And so all that horrible stuff is in there, and so that's in our vocabulary. I wouldn't though. I personally wouldn't, only because I don't want to insult them because they are sensitive to that type of shit. But there are some parents that legit will do that type of stuff, and that's the kind of relationship they have. I personally don't have that relationship with my kids, but I can, call them the N-word or whatever. They're half, and so they are part black. Yeah.
I suppose horses, of course, isn't it?
Simon, question for you. You're a teacher. I used to be a teacher. What's the worst thing you've called a kid? Oh, did you? What's the worst thing you've called a kid or said to a kid inside of a classroom?
I mean,
Right. This is my. Oh, I don't know. This is going out, isn't it? I'm not. No, that's all right. Next person.
I'm not a teacher anymore, so I'm cool. I can say
we absolutely have to fucking hear that story, don't we, Lucy?
Yeah.
Right? You know,
100%.
I used to work in a really rough school, really rough, and they tried to have like that. You know, like how in cities you get postcode wars. So like they used to try and do like they were called the TQ crew. Thing is, you can't be a gangster if you're in the English Riviera, right? The Southwest does not do gangsters. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've got floral arrangement right outside your room, you're not in the hood. Do you know what I mean?
Depends what flowers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God, y'all are horrible.
But it's like these kids. They thought they were well gangster, and it's like, no, you're not. And there was this little tribe of them that thought that they were like from like the streets, and it's like, well, actually, they're called boulevards.
Oh my God.
And this one kid used to try and bully these other people, and I saw him, and in a lesson, he called me mum by mistake, which not a lot of people heard. And then I had him in a cover lesson later on, and I knew that I had him next, and I called him over, and I whispered right into his ear.
Creepy.
You fuck up my next lesson, and I'm not just going to tell your friends that you called me mum. I'm going to tell everyone that you're my little boy.
Oh, fair play. That's not even that bad. I'd say that's light.
Oh.
Okay.
But it was just the fact that I went proper lower range.
Yeah. You can really creep them out. You can really creep them out with some of those things.
Don't test me, man. Don't test me.
Lucy sees some shit.
Well, I don't know. Like I most of the time at school, I'm spending my time there insulting the kids anyway. But just on a general basic level, you know, it's just a little bit of friendly ribbing with them, or, you know, all being morons and not being as clever as me, which is why I'm there. Don't worry about it. I'm here to actually teach you guys, so don't worry about it. You gotta crush their spirit, and then build it back up with the heart of a poet, right? That's essentially the job of an English teacher: crush the spirit, build them back up with the soul of a poet. I mean, I'm really good at the crushing of the spirit. Not built up too many souls of poets yet, but you know, I mean, the first bit's the fun bit, right? So that's what I'm going for. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've waffled for ages, so we're going to quickly play our final game of this week. It's a game, as we always play here in the 20-minute score game, because everybody loves an alternative fact. Here, we love alternative opinions. Can we twist the opinions of the landed gentry to be hilarious unto us? Our headline, I've taken an opinion piece, usually from The Guardian, because they write the best opinion pieces, don't they? They're always ludicrous. Not because I'm a raving lefty. Don't worry, guys. I am. But that's not why. Anyway, this is our headline this week, and I've taken out some of the words. Can my comedians fill in the blanks? So our first one is, I haven't actually shared screen. Let's make sure we've done that before we do anything more. Oh, yeah, professional tonight. Hell yeah. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. So our first one is blank's worst side effect. Blank.
Love. Love is the worst side effect.
Well, love is the worst side effect of what?
Life. Keeps catching me out, man. Keeps catching me out. Give me a vaccine for that shit.
Could it be verbal diarrhea is the worst side effects of being a Tory?
I was thinking literal diarrhea is like the only downside of a current. So
you say diarrhea, I say instant weight loss. You know, you sniff some food, you think, is it in date? And then you go, worst case scenario, I'm going to fit into them skinny jeans. Best case scenario.
Right, so well, guys, this story came this week from an article in The Guardian where our headline was, and hopefully this will go to the right picture. Oh, it's not going to. Anyway, our headline was Zoom's worst side effect, staring at yourself. And it was from Larry Dean. It was a very entertaining article about the experiences I'm sure we've all had on Zoom of just sitting there and monotonously staring at your own face to make sure you don't look weird. For us guys, I'm sure it's been like heightened as comedians. Has anyone had any like terrible Zoom experiences?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I had the worst one ever. I was doing a show and my video died and my audio worked. Not the worst problem to have, except I was also watching alone on my other device and I got to watch people in real time react to my God voice. So it was like a narrator Zoom show. Like, it was the weirdest thing ever. It was like Morgan Freeman just running bits while everybody is like in their normal day-to-day life, living room, whatever. And I'm just like telling these jokes and I'm watching people react. And it's just like, I felt like I was powerless, but I had to keep going because people were laughing. So mixed bag there.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the fact that you were just like a disembodied voice, like commenting on commentary. It's like this is fucking comedy postmodernism to a fucking that is exactly it, isn't it? Like, sorry, Jay, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say one thing I'm not looking forward to is being in a meeting and actually having to pay attention.
Oh,
because like at the minute I can do what I want. At the minute I've done training days, like I've done a week-long training course, and my only outcome from that training course was completing a season on Football Manager. That's all that I did. Because I had my laptop here and I was just playing Football Manager, and every now and again I'd unmute it and repeat what the last person said, and then mute it again. And they thought I was paying attention. I'm actually going to have to do work when we go back.
Eventually, I'm going to have to actually wear shoes and not pajamas as the bottom half of my stage wear. I don't know how I feel about having to act. Do you know what I mean? I mean, shoes. Performing in shoes. I didn't know I was going to become like, what's that puppet on a string? Sandy, what was her name?
Forget shoes. It's going to be trousers and underwear for me. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Or just like, you can't mute a comedy gig to fart.
Hi.
That's my little girl. That's my little lady Simone. She's hanging. They're checking on me.
Well, I think it's going to be difficult for us going back. I think it's also going to be different for the audience as well, isn't it? Because like they're going to be at home, like all before they could just do whatever the hell they wanted. Like, you know, they could muck around and start getting up and like getting in front of the comedians, like, hello.
I went to a Zoom comedy gig the other day because I do try to go to Zoom comedy nights as well as performing. I think it's important to keep yourself in the system. And there was somebody had used a profile picture of a horse as their profile picture. So we're already judging white woman with a horse. You know, we already know she's not on benefits. You don't get a lot of you don't get a lot of like, you know, milk vouchers and stable costs in, you know, as their daily problem. And so the guy was talking, and all of a sudden you could just hear this random voice. Well, with Zoom, it has a little yellow box, doesn't it, to say who's talking? And because I've run a few Zoom nights, I was on it. I knew which bitch it was, and they were just having a conversation about their day whilst this guy is performing his set. No fucks given about the performer. And they went, oh my God, it's that bloody horsewoman. So she put a camera on and she was like, oh, did you mention something about my horse? Did you want to know something? And they were like, no, we're doing a comedy night right now. And you're talking over it. And she's like, oh, sorry, we weren't paying attention. Thought you wanted to talk about the horse. Never mind. Closed the camera and just carried on. And I was like, you entitled bitch. Wow. And you know what? If she was in a comedy night, I bet she'd do the same thing.
But then
yeah. I've had people at comedy nights just turn up. Like they bought tickets, then they turned up and just sat there and talked through it. And I went up to them. I was like, guys, like, did you come intentionally for the comedy? And they're like, yeah. I was like, why are you talking? Like I was just like, why? Like, why are you sitting there and then I was like, oh wow, you don't know what it's like. We haven't seen each other in fucking ages. Like, well, fuck off to a different fucking pub. There's not a fucking comedy club happening like fucking 10 meters away from you. You fucking self-entitled prick. Ah.
And do you know what? I don't know if any of you well, Simon, I don't know if you had this or Lucy, you've had this. I mentioned I was a maths teacher on stage. I then had someone ask me to do some maths. And I was like,
when you tell people you're a comedian, they go, all right, then tell me a joke. But what you don't need to do in your set is someone going, what's the square root of 16?
that would have been fine, but they just wanted me to teach some maths. And I was like, I remember being stood up there and be like, bro, I'm trying to do a thing here. Like, I've got a mic. I'm the last guy on.
Yeah, we know about your troubles at airports, but what I don't get is long division.
Literally, and then I was like, bro, I can teach you trigonometry, but I don't think, one, anyone's going to be interested, and two, it's not going to be funny. Are we all right to leave it? And he just went, yeah, I suppose.
Jay,
really disheartened, man.
Oh,
Jay, did you find that
he was genuinely wanted to learn some maths?
He did, and that's why I didn't know how to respond to it, because he wasn't being mean. He just wanted to know about maths, and I was like,
yeah, but did you find the conversation he was being slightly obtuse?
And that right there is 20-ish minutes.
Well, I like the idea though. If he just shouted "do maths" at you, right? Yeah, like because
no. He tried to start a conversation with me, which was even weird. He was like, Jay, and I was like, yes. So you say you're a maths teacher? How's your trigonometry? Can you teach me some? And I was like, bro, what is going on? I was so confused.
I know I'm late. I have to do this. I have to let this delayed fuse blow up. Lucy, that was a cute comment that you just made.
Yes, it was, boy. Yes, it was. I feel that our comedy is running in parallel, if you ask me.
Oh, the math puns keep coming. All right.
No triggedy, no doubt.
The good thing for me is I teach English, so if you just shouted like "do English" at me, it's like I'm already fucking doing it, aren't I? Like,
I mean, if he shouts that at me, it has a completely different meaning, doesn't it?
Wow.
Which I have also had, but you know, that's fine.
I'd be like, that's racist. I'm Welsh.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at 20 Minutes More. It's been one of my favourite episodes to record as of yet. I'd like to thank the wonderful Lucy Orchard. Woo! Jay Sandu. Woo! Where is he? Wherever he is. And the brilliant Saville.
On behalf of the acts, I'd like to say thank you back to you, Simon. Thank you very much for a great show.
Thank you so much. And a massive thanks, as always, goes to the wonderful Mike Hall, who's put together all of our artwork, and the brilliant Dan Live for his fantastic music. I hope I did you proud by nailing the intro this week, Dan. Until next week.
By not playing any of it.
By not playing any of it. I will sort it out for next week. Until then, folks, actually, quick thing. This time next week, I will be performing at 8 o'clock on the Scottish Falsetto Sock Puppet Theatre show. Please go and check it out. They're absolutely brilliant, those guys. Definitely go and give them a watch. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye.